Welcome everyone to Sweet Tea TV. On this land where sweet tea is the beverage of choice, life is made just right. Each week we will bring you the stories of people, places, and ideas that make this land so special and so sweet. Welcome everyone to Sweet Tea TV, where life is made just right. I'm your host, Steve Carvelli, and with me tonight is Brent Frederick. And boy, have we have a story tonight to tell you about. It's about the Riviera Motor Hotel, its transformation, and what it means for Carthage. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot motel hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back everyone to Sweet Tea TV. I'm your host Steve Carvelli, and I'm coming to you tonight from the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage. And with me is my special guest, Brent Frederick, who's the developer of this hotel, and he's also the designer of the whole theme about this motel. Brent, welcome to our show, and thank you for appearing on Sweet Tea.
Thank you, Steve.
So Brent, I guess give me a little bit of background about you before we got to the motel here a little bit. What did you do and how did you come to Carthage?
Well, I grew up in Carthage. This is my hometown, and I started real estate at a young age. I bought my first property in my early 20s, and I think I had it about 2 weeks and sold it. And what I would call a lot of money back in my early 20s, I made $3,500. So I, kind of fell in love with real estate.
Well, you're a young guy in real estate and you mastered the art of the flip, and there are people today who can't do that as well. So that's a very good testament to your ability. Let's focus a little bit about this motel. This motel, we're going to go through the whole show tonight and show people the rooms and the theory behind it. But it's very interesting. And tell me, what was your motivation? What brought you into this?
Well, the motel was very distressed. It was run down, infested with drugs, prostitution, that I just saw a need in the community that I wanted to clean up, so I took on the challenge.
And the challenge you did take on, because this motel is spectacular. It's very theme oriented. Tell me a little bit about the themes and how they work together.
Well, this motel was built back in the 50s, and I wanted to keep it themed, for that era, back in the 50s. So we done a lot of I hired a local interior designer, Taurus Powers, and he helped me do a lot of the design work on it to try to bring, the 50s back.
And it's an interesting combination because it kind of brings me back to my childhood in the early 60s of going to a motel with my parents, and it's the same type of theme. It gives you that good vibe that when you were young. And it's interesting that you have a lot of mixture of neat art here. You have some a little more contemporary than the 50s. So you kind of fused it all together. How did all that work together?
Well, I would have to, just buy Taurus, the local guy, and I really appreciate what all he's done. I mean, he's really, really good at what he does.
Yeah, the theme is really, we're going to go through a lot of the rooms later today. Each room has its own theme, which is very interesting. But another interesting part of this motel is that the technology that's in this hotel. Why don't you describe a little bit about the technology?
Yeah, well, we hired a consulting group out of Madison, Certified Hospitality, to help us set up because I've never owned a hotel. I've got shopping centers, but I've never owned a hotel. So I hired this motel marketing group, and they advised me on the door locks and the hosting software. We use Cloudbeds for our hosting software. So those two companies interact. So when somebody books a room, it'll give them a code, and they can just remotely check in. They can use their cell phone, or they can punch in the code, or we can even use a key for the people that's not tech savvy.
Well, it's really good because you created a theme of the 50s and then brought it up to 2025. So you have the best of both worlds, and that's really interesting in that. Well, how many rooms does this motel have?
32.
32 rooms. Each one has a special theme.
Right.
And when is the official open for the motel?
I'm waiting on the software companies to get finished collaborating. So I would say I'm hoping for June 1st. We'll officially, yes. We're in our soft opening mode now. Okay. So we are open now, but just by phone reservation only. But once our software gets activated, which I'm hoping around June the 1st, we'll be full force.
Excellent. We have a lot to talk about here at the motel. We're going to take our tour. We're going to be introduced to the designer for this motel. Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back here on Sweet Tea TV. Welcome everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot motel hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Steve Carvelli here on Sweet Tea TV. And with me is Brent Frederick. He is the owner and proprietor of a brand new hotel and motel that's opening here in Carthage, Mississippi, called the Riviera. And I guess, Brent, we talked a lot about the last time your motivations for designing this hotel. What demographics do you think this destination would appeal to?
I hope everyone, Steve. When we built this, we wanted the older people to experience what it was like back then, and we want back in their day, and we want the younger generation to experience what the older people experienced back in their day.
You know, that you mentioned a really good point, because most people want to go back to their childhood and relive the time. So the first time I actually saw this motel, it brought back memories when I was like 10, 12 years old, staying in motels. And it was all good experience. And I think the pandemic's changed our younger demographic today, because they don't really know how to have fun. Social media, sitting on social media all day is not fun. This is really a neat destination place. So I think you did a great job. I think you really nailed the demographic on this.
Thank you.
We're going to take a lot of tours with you today. We're going to go through some of the theme rooms, how they operate, how they work. And the themes are really unique. Well, I think you have a fish room, you have a citrus room, and these are really themes that you wouldn't otherwise think they were a theme, but they're really neatly done. So we have a lot more to talk about. We're also going to talk to the designer of this motel and really show you what this motel is about. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do our tour. We're going to do our interview with the designer. We have a lot coming to you today on Sweet Tea TV. Welcome, everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot motel hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back, everyone, to Sweet Tea TV. I'm your host, Steve Carvelli, and with me is Brent Frederick from the Riviera Motor Hotel. And I also have Taurus Powers, who is the man behind the design here. Welcome, Taurus, to our show. You're on Sweet Tea TV. And I guess maybe I can comment on your name a little bit. Did they nickname you the Bull after the Zodiac, or is it a different name?
No, it's actually, people call me Trip for my initials, TRP.
Wow. Okay, so I missed that one all the way around. We talked a little bit about the theme of this hotel and this motel. It's a kind of a 50s, but I see some 60s and 70s. And I actually see some contemporary art in here.
It is.
It's kind of a fusion. Is that the theory behind it?
Exactly. It's kind of throwing it back, on the, I guess you would call it the 50s look, which is kind of a Art Deco thing or whatever. And then it just kind of evolves into modern, updated. It is a fusion of all of it together.
It's great about the 50s. It's soothing. The Art Deco is kind of neat, but it's soft. And it kind of just brings you into a comfort zone. But I'm glad you kind of updated us. We're going to take a pretty broad tour of this place today. Tell me a little bit about what other projects you've done and what makes this one interesting and different from other ones.
Well, this one was a blank canvas. It was nothing here, and it was a total, redo. I've worked all over and done things, and I always try to read the person, what they want. Several designers are out there. You can look at their work and you can tell exactly who did it. And if I go, if I base it on whoever like Brent, and his thoughts, it makes it more individual.
So this was a collaboration between the both of you, correct? In coming up with this idea?
Definitely. I wanted a lot of color. And I told Taurus, I said, I want it to be vibrant. I want a lot of color. So he said, I can do it.
And the colors are really bold here. It's not just subtle color. You have A lot of the theme rooms have really broad color, and that really makes it interesting. It kind of makes it loud, but it's still the deco look to it.
That's right, and repetition of color, like the headboards, the vanity in the bathroom. You repeat color like that to make it easier on the eye. Even though it's bold, it's just soothing when you go in there.
You know, it's funny. I stayed at one of those cheap motels one time because I had to stay there. They had my room painted orange, a bright orange. And I never figured that out because I couldn't sleep at night. I didn't want to stay there, so I wouldn't overstay my welcome there.
Exactly.
And it was just because of the orange. It was just too much. And I've noticed here you have oranges, but you have yellows, you have greens, you have blues, and it just kind of blends into a soothing kind of thing.
Yeah.
What other projects have you done in Carthage?
Well, on the Coca-Cola bottling, the old Coca-Cola bottling company, I redid it and I have that. And then back in the day, I did the Chinese restaurant. I've done the eye clinics here and several other businesses. I kind of lean toward, more commercial work than I do homes.
So some of these businesses may be more traditional. I mean, this is kind of like, have you done any other destination places like this that have really a theme throughout?
Well, I always try to come up with a theme. And when I present it to the owner, I have, and Brent will tell you that, I've sent him 1,000 pictures of a layout. And this is this room, this is this room, this is what the suite's gonna look like. And it's all the different textures and colors and, just kind of pull it all together or whatever.
I've always wondered from a designer, how do your ideas come to you? Do you have like an inspiration in each room you go? Or does it come to you like before you even start that you know which way you want to go and you just fill in the details later?
Talking to the homeowner or the business owner, just reading them. I tell them to send me one picture of something that the way they want to go, and that's all I need.
And how do you find the vendors who have the 50s and 60s stuff?
Wow, that's it's tough. I mean, to get that throwback.
That's a job in itself.
Yeah, and it is. It's a lot of hours, and it pops up in the oddest places. It really does. You never know.
It could be on eBay.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've got some pictures and stuff from the old motel, whatever, that they come from eBay. You're right. It just takes a lot of looking, and I have a lot of companies, that I can refer to on things like that.
Well, I think the Deco period is probably one of the best pre-contemporary periods that we've ever had in this country, and the colors really make this marriage work here. Yeah. Have you ever done a motel with this theme before?
No.
Never.
It's a first, and it was, it's really cool because the war was over, World War II, and everybody, it was like a new beginning, and that's like the sayings on some of the things we have in the rooms and here, that's when color took off. People started shopping, and they wanted to, and that's the reason behind that era.
There was a lot of pent-up demand that was constrained by the war, and you're right about that. People came home and really lived life fully. That's why the 50s were like great years. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to actually go through the rooms and see the themes, and you can talk about how these themes kind of weave together in this grand idea here. What's interesting about here that this is a destination motel. This is a motel you just don't want to sleep overnight because you've got to go somewhere the next day. This is a place to hang out and really see things.
Yeah, that's right. It's very, I don't know, wouldn't use the word entertaining, but it's everything's out of the box, mixing patterns like behind me, on the countertops and the,
Well, I think it is entertainment. This is a motel built for an entertainment type of stay. We're going to take a quick break. Taurus and Brent, we're going to be looking around the hotel here a little bit, looking at some of the rooms, seeing what makes this place tick. And believe me, this is a destination you want to go to. But we can take a quick break, and when we come back, it's more Sweet Tea TV. Welcome everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot Motel Hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back everyone to Sweet Tea TV. I'm your host Steve Carvelli. With me is Brent Frederick and Taurus Powers. And we're here on the outside of the Riviera Motor Hotel here in Carthage. And you know what's interesting about this motel? It reminds me of the old days where you parked in front of your unit.
Exactly.
And you've got this big open area. You've got these really neat deco seating areas. So this is really a unique destination. We're going to take a tour right now, right after these quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back everyone to Sweet Tea TV, and right now we're in lucky number 13 here at the Riviera Motor Hotel. And let's take a look at what's inside this room. The door opens and yes, it's color abound. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, the colors are real vibrant.
It's this is the ADA compliant room, correct Brent?
Correct, yes. We built this one to comply with all the ADA guidelines.
We're going to the food area, the microwave area, and there it goes to So's recap. What's the story behind that?
Well, each room has a little saying, and it's just an inspirational saying.
And every saying is different for each room?
That's right. Every one of them is different.
It just gets you to refocus a little bit, correct?
Yeah. That's right. Exactly.
You know what's neat about this? The colors are neat, but it just works. It's just a comforting type of thing. And another thing that we take a quick look here in the bathroom a little bit, but it's spacious too because this is an ADA compliant room. But you've got the the neat tile floor. It goes back to the theme of the whole.
Yeah, all the bathroom floors are black and white. The shower's an accent color, and all the rooms are just a basic white. And that way, all your color pops off of it. It's kind of a basic theme through this the whole thing, but each room is different. Countertops and
yeah, what's neat about this is that the space is really well utilized. Motel rooms are generally small, but it just looks like you have more than ample room in here for everything. Bathroom, a lot of times I stay in motels and the bed's right up against the door. I can't open the door. Here you have space.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't feel confined, and the headboards going all the way to the ceiling. They give you the illusion that the room is taller and grander, because the ceilings are only 8 foot tall.
Okay, and also a little bit about the air conditioning unit, Brent. I mean, This is really state of the art, the air conditioning unit in here. It's not those old rickety ones.
Now, the original hotel was built with the little P-tap units in the front here, but because of the condensation and the noise, I mean, you can't sit out here and enjoy your coffee beside an air conditioning unit. So we went with a more efficient mini split. So we bricked in the little where the old unit was, and we decided to go with the energy efficient mini split.
So that's a little bit about technology today being much more efficient, but it really gives the room space. It's really efficient, and now you can sit out here.
Absolutely.
So this is the famous number 13. Yes, there is a number 13 here at the Riviera Motor, and it's good to book. It's a great one to have. Okay, we're going to look at some other rooms here in a minute, so we'll take a quick break and join us when we come back. Welcome everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot Motel Hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back, everyone, to Sweet Tea TV. I'm your host, Steve Carvelli, and we're here at the Riviera Motor Hotel. I'm with Brent, the designer. No, I'm sorry, Brent, the developer, and Taurus, the designer. And right now, I shouldn't be doing this on number 19, but we're going into the coffee room here on Sweet Tea TV. And it's coffee for a reason. You have to love coffee. Every laminate on every table has coffee, coffee beans. It's really a neat theme. It's really persistent throughout the whole thing.
And then the headboard and vanity, of course, coordinate with the colors in the coffee beans.
Yep, the headboards do, and even the art in here has coffee beans in here too.
Several different kinds of coffee beans.
And actually, I'm not a coffee drinker because we are on Sweet Tea TV. Yeah. I might remind you. I didn't know they were coffee beans till I realized I'm in the coffee room.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So again, everything is fresh. Everything, the color and the theme is really brought out in here a little bit. Actually, we're going to be showing a little bit about what the saying in here is. It's re-shine.
That's right.
That's, or I should have said recaffeinate. That probably may have been too long for the wording, but it would have worked. But this is the coffee room, and again, these themes are really unique. You know, most people, when they think themes, they wouldn't think of coffee unless you're in, Colombia or somewhere.
That's right.
But this is really unique in how it's designed.
And again, it goes back to the laminate, the choices, we had on the laminates.
And we custom built all the furniture, Steve.
That's right.
All the furniture is custom built?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we didn't order the cheap stuff. We
Even the refrigerator, the old Frigidaire is back. Like everything's based on the kind of a deco. The bathroom is very, still showing the colors for the theme too. Everything's consistent. Everything's working that way. But that's excellent. I just like it.
And the draperies and the one pillow on the bed are all the same in every room that coordinate with the flooring in the bathroom. Okay. Black and white.
Yeah, it's consistent.
It is.
Yeah, and they always have to say that a theme has to be persistent on every level. The fact that we have it on the bed, we have it on the walls, we have it on the laminate, it's persistent, and that's what makes the theme successful. Wouldn't you think so, Doris?
Definitely, and it makes it comfortable.
Comfortable, yes. Well, this is room number 19, the coffee room here at the Riviera Motor Inn, and we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to look at some of the other rooms. We'll be right back. Welcome, everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot Motel Hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back, everyone, to Sweet Tea TV. I'm your host, Steve Carvelli, and right now we're in room number 24, which is the tea room for me, but it is also known as the golf room. So this is my redemption for going in the coffee room. So Brent, take us in, show us what the golf room's about.
Here it is.
And as you see, the bedspread, everything is golf themed. Again, showing the theme right off the bat as soon as you walk in.
Exactly. The laminate and art plays up the theme.
And there's a little subtle change of color here. There's more greens than oranges here. Is that because of the links and building the contour with the theme?
Well, the inspiration is the laminate. It's got a lot of green in it. So.
So whatever you do the laminate is pretty much what you theme the rest of the place on.
We were limited, on the different patterns.
Yeah, it's really interesting that you really persist that. Golf is big, especially, in the southern states because you have a lot of nice weather. And I think people really, they live and breathe golf. And this is really neat to do that. What's interesting about it, even the art conforms to the same colors as the bedspreads do, which is tough to find, to keep a third-party artist to find that.
Exactly. And then the green, of course, is easy on the eye, too. It's calming.
Yeah, what's interesting that your colors are themed correctly, but they're soft. I mean, green generally is considered a kind of a bold color, but this is really a soft green like golf links.
Yeah.
And again, we're going to go to the word of the day, and the word of the day here is re-tee. Not for sweet tea TV, but for teeing up on the golf course. And
Exactly.
it's a very thematic word. I noticed that every word has the word re in front of it and then something else. And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it started with the model rooms and, just having something over the kitchenette part, I guess is what you would call that. And it was restart, that's kind of where that come from.
And you just kept the re as the theme for everything.
That's right.
So, do you ever run out of words? Okay.
Well, just being consistent,
You have to repeat.
yeah.
No pun intended, everyone. So this is the number 24, the famous golf room. The theme is really persistent. It's consistent. The colors are soft, and people can book this directly if they call. Correct.
Correct. And being only 20 miles from the Dancing Rabbit, that's a well-known golf course, one of the better golf courses in the southeast. And we're only 20 miles away. So if any of you golfers passing through, come stay at the Riviera Motor Hotel here in Carthage, Mississippi, and book the golf room.
And you call for the golf room, right? You don't do that one online?
Yeah, they could call us in advance to see if it's available. Yep.
And this room is number 24.
Yes, sir.
Very good. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to look at some of the other themes here at the Riviera.
What's your whole name, fella?
My name is Harla Jr.
All right, then.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sweet Tea TV, and now we're on number 25. And this, if you remember American Graffiti, you're going to love this room. Brent, take us in.
Here we go.
It is the graffiti room, and the chaos kind of blends together in every theme here.
Exactly. Yeah, and it appeals to maybe a younger generation.
Color is certainly not scarce in this room. It really, the bedspreads look like graffiti. The pillowcases have it. Even the wall pictures all have it.
That's right. And the laminate is a brick painted.
Like a city kind of graffiti kind of thing. Yeah.
It's brick,
It's interesting because
looks
it's chaotic color, and then the traditional graffiti is mentioned to it because the bedspreads are kind of contemporary.
Yeah, they are.
Even the wall pictures have really kind of like a folksy look to it, but it still fulfills the theme of graffiti.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, I like about the rooms that it mixes a lot of the genres together to an overall theme. You have some from the 50s, you have some from the 60s, and then you have something that's really contemporary, but it all flows together.
The colors are basically all the same, but in different shapes and forms.
How did you come up with the names of these rooms and the themes?
The laminate.
The laminate. It all depends on the laminate you can get. So your inspiration comes from the laminate, and then the room's built around the laminate.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because you were just, I don't know, there was probably 25, 30 choices, and they are printed. You order it and you print them.
And of course, we're going to be coming to the word of the day here in the graffiti room, and it's probably aptly named Recover, because after you deal with all the color, you need to recover a little bit. But again, I love the words in every room, and every room has an appropriate term that matches the theme here. So this is the graffiti room, or what we call it the graffiti room, number 25. So if you're interested in this room, call and ask for room number 25.
Exactly.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to look at what room, Brent? The big sky room? Citrus room.
Citrus
We're going to look at citrus
yeah,
room.
yeah.
Very good. We're going to take a quick break. When we come right back here on Sweet Tea TV, we're going through the rooms here at the Riviera. We'll be right back. Welcome everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot motel hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back everyone to Sweet Tea, and yes, this is one of my favorite rooms, number 23, the Citrus Room. And it's so aptly named the Citrus Room. Why? Because citrus is throughout, from the laminate to the bed covering. Again, show us a little bit about it. We'll open the door and here we go into the Citrus Room. Now, Brent, I named this the Citrus Room. Did you really name this the Citrus Room, or is it named something else? Okay.
No, this is the citrus room.
You go all the way from the bedspreads to the wall art, and you know you've got ample room in here. You can put your computer, laptop on the laminate there that we have. So you have enough room in all these rooms to really do work if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's interesting about this? The colors are so, comparing this to the graffiti room, it's much more subdued and like wake up in the morning, have your orange juice in the citrus room.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
So it is a little more calming a little bit. And of course, our word of the day here in the citrus room is retry. Tell me a little bit about why that word.
Well, then again, it's every one of them starts with re, and it's just motivation. Retry. If you're down, try it again. Maybe next time it'll be better.
Well, you know what's funny? To borrow a commercial from the Orange Association, the Orange Growers Association, I probably would have said rejuvenate.
That's in here somewhere.
Oh, it is?
We do have rejuvenate.
have
I think
rejuvenate.
it's
Maybe the coffee room had that or something.
it was 11.
11? Okay. Very good. So again, we're looking back at the even the little lemon table here a little bit. The lemon peel table. It's interesting. Is that custom made, that table?
No, that's not. Actually, my wife picked that up. She thought it would complement the citrus room here. We saw that at, I forget where she got that from, but we did find that, and I thought it worked out well.
It's the subtlety of the little add-ons that, like, you have your wife add something to a very particular room that doesn't exist in any other room. So it builds character, it builds the theme, and it really works well that way. But I love the citrus room because, it's subtle, it's quiet, but it's got the theme really throughout. Even the colors on the headboards, everything is a softer green-yellow combination. Again, the laminate, You know, do you specifically look for this type of laminate, or you just see what you find and build it around it?
Yeah.
Did you have a theme going into this and say, let me find some citrus laminate?
No, it is just what they offered, and it's all printed as you order it. And we had a color wave, you know, staying in that 50s colors.
Okay.
So that was, you know,
He went through hundreds of samples, picking out the right ones for this. Yeah.
And this all goes back to the 50s, because I guess motels had all this type of theme and stuff like that. Orange and green and yellow.
The colors.
Yeah, it is.
I really, modern society, muted colors, I don't understand it. I love this whole generational idea back in the Deco period.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It is cool.
Different.
Yeah, it makes you creative. It kind of gets you going a little bit.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, subtle colors just make you sleep. You know, well, maybe that's why they're in hotels, but I think you should be like energized. And this is what makes it a great destination place.
Yeah.
So this is the Citrus Room. Again, this is number 23, the Citrus Room here at the Riviera Motor Hotel. Again, you call for this particular number, just ask for the Citrus Room, but it is number 23 in case you need a number for it. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come right back. It's more from the Riviera. Welcome everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot motel hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. And this is really a unique room. If you have studied geography when you were in high school, and even earlier than that, this is the room for you because it's world map dominated. Let's take a look into room 6. And you know what's interesting, guys, is that it's tough to find a theme of old world maps. I mean, where did you find the laminate? Where did you find some of the bedspreads and stuff like that that really make this thing pop?
Well, it's just a lot of research, you know. Of course, Google is so popular right now. You can Google world map, bedding.
And it's interesting because the artwork is more contemporary world map, but the bedspreads are old world maps. So you've got the whole, you got thousands of years of maps all rolled into one room. And I'm going to remind people, there are single rooms, there are double beds, there are king beds.
Yep.
You know, each theme has certain types of beds, so you can always call if you have a request for the number of beds that you want.
Exactly.
What's interesting is that the laminate actually works well with this, and I love the old style map. I mean, I collect maps, and old style maps with that kind of brownish tinge. It's just neat to look at on how people viewed things back then. So if you have a kid in high school who didn't really do well this term in geography, throw them in here and give them a test when they leave.
That's right.
I like the wording too, Steve. Revisit. Revisit is the word here.
Excellent.
So,
and even the color theme of soft blue signifies
The sky.
the sky.
yeah.
Very, very uniquely done. And this is really a soft room in a sense because the maps are soothing for some reason. You know, it's how knowledge has progressed and what people thought was the world then. It's really good. It's really good to understand the historical significance of maps. But yeah, I want to remind people that, again, you know, these are rooms, like this is room 06, and this is what's called the world map room. I call it the geography room. But you can ask for this room specifically, just like you can ask for if you want double beds or twin beds or whatever you need. So it's very unique. You know, I guess this demographic would be someone who's a little older, who's traveled a lot.
I would think so, yeah. Good reason to come back.
Yeah, it's really, and I've never seen a hotel or motel that had a theme room of world maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, It's really historically significant, but contemporarily put. How's that? Yeah. It's very good. And our word of the day here, revisit. It's always revisit the past, revisit where you've been, and so you know where you're going at a better frame. Yeah, this is a great room. This is room 06, everyone. This is the geography room, or how the Riviera puts it, the world map room. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to look more at the Riviera and see where we go from here. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome, everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot motel hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back, everyone, to Sweet Tea TV. I'm your host, Steve Carvelli, and I'm with Brent Frederick, who's the developer of the Riviera Motor Hotel here in downtown Carthage. And yes, this reminds me of childhood, sitting outside of a room that my parents rented at a motel, and you've captured it perfectly here.
Yeah. We wanted to create a little quiet place out here. As mentioned earlier, we had the little PTAP units in front of the rooms. We removed those and put the mini splits to kind of create that quiet place and to enjoy the atmosphere and just have a relaxing stay.
Well, you made the old school just a little bit better, taking those PTAPs out of here. So we're going to take a quick break. When we go inside, we're going to look at some of the contemporary things here at the Riviera Motor Hotel. And for Sweet Tea TV, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome, everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot motel hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back, everyone, to Sweet Tea. And yes, we are inside actually playing shuffleboard. And we're here in the Riviera Motor Hotel. We're in the lobby. And Brent, what's the idea of the games in the lobby?
Well, we wanted to bring some games in the lobby to try to have something for kids to do. We have a nice ball field complex back here, and there's ball teams coming in and out. We wanted to have some fun games for families to enjoy. We have the shuffleboard. We have some board games over here, Connect Four and Yahtzee and Monopoly and other games. And also we have a Pac-Man machine over here to kind of bring in the nostalgia of the 80s.
The old school Pac-Man never goes out of style, Brent. It's really neat. What's great about these games is this is in the lobby. This is kind of like a meeting area. People can, from their various rooms, come in here and congregate and play games and get to know everyone is here. So it really builds a sense of motel community, as you would say.
They have fun.
Have fun. That's real important. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to look at the map that we talked about before, where people can pin in where they've been. And we're coming to you from the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage. We'll be right back.
What's your whole name, fella?
My name is Harla Jr.
All right, then.
Welcome everyone, and you are flying around the new hotspot Motel Hotel in downtown Carthage at the Riviera Motor Hotel, where Art Deco meets modern staying at hotels. This is really a neat place, and with me is Brent. He is the developer. What should people know about this hotel while we're flying around it?
We want you to stay here. If you need lodging, we want you to stay here. You can go to stayattheriviera.com. Stayattheriviera.com.
And you know what's interesting? You can also choose the room you want. So we did a TV show on this before. You can actually see the golf room. You can see the citrus room. You can book your own room. And this is really going to be the place to stay, the Riviera Motor Hotel in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. And again, what's interesting, if you have an EV, you can also charge here a little bit. So that really makes it great.
Yes, we have charging stations coming soon. I've already designed for it, and we'll have 2 charging stations, one on each side of the motel.
And that's it for the Riviera Motor Hotel. Log on and you'll find it. Welcome back everyone to Sweet Tea TV, and we are back in the lobby at the Riviera Motor Hotel. And you know what's interesting? We are at the map when you exit that you put your pinpoint in on where you've come from. What's the significance of this?
Real important to us that we kind of know where everybody comes from. We've had people come from all over the world here already.
And it's not even officially open. I see someone from Bora Bora. We've got someone from Nigeria and someone all the way from Australia. Of course, a lot of people come from the East Coast and the Southeast, but you have a pretty good mix already. We're not even being officially open. So this is the destination to come to. So this is really interesting. This is really a great place to go visit, the Riviera Motor Hotel. We're going to be doing subsequent shows here. We have some events here, special events that we're going to do here. But again, the Riviera Motor Hotel is in downtown Carthage, Mississippi. We will have all the specifics on when it officially opens, the contact information, how do you make reservations. So again, this is a great place, a great destination. Bring the family, bring the kids, bring your grandparents. You'll love it here. The Riviera Motor Hotel. This is Steve Carvelli for Sweet Tea TV. Join us next week and we'll bring you some more sweet stuff. We'll be right back next week.
Thank you.